Wait, you're not just some guy in a bat costume, are you?
Directed by Jay Oliva and released in 2014, Justice League War is the 19th movie in the DC Universe animated original movies and the second movie in the DC animated movie universe. This movie is also the first official story in DC's 2011 DC Universe relaunch. The standalone sequel to this movie, Justice League Throne of Atlantis, came out in 2015, and it also leads up to a story arc that kind of continues in the reign of the Superman later on in this continuity, and then concludes with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. You have your various heroes like Shazam and Cyborg, played respectively by Sean Astin and Shamar Moore. You have Michelle Monaghan and Justin Kirk, respectively as Wonder Woman and Green Lantern. Christopher Gormer and Jason O'Mara respectively play The Flash and Batman. And Alan Tudyk and Steve Blum play respectively Superman and Darkseid. So this movie is an adaptation of the story Justice League Origins that was originally written by Geoff Johns and Jim Lee. This movie was very well done, as I will say about a lot of DC animated movies, just because it is no contest and no mistake really. The DC animated universe is where it's at. It is well written, it is well acted, voice acted at least, and on top of that, the story is great and the action is great and the humor that's placed in there is pretty good. Like, I wouldn't say that any of the animated movies that I've seen, and I've seen pretty much all of them. Throughout this movie, we get a lot of interactions between all of the tentative Justice League members. We all know that they're gonna be part of the Justice League Informant, but as of right now, they're just a bunch of individual heroes but they all kind of come together because the parademons are attacking Earth and taking hostages so that they can become Darkseid's henchmen. So as I was saying about the heroes and their interactions throughout this movie, Batman and Green Lantern have a lot of funny exchanges, and with Batman's just dark and sarcastic humor, it makes it even funnier. You wouldn't think that in an animated movie you would get attached to some characters the way that you do with this continuity specifically, but I just love the way how a lot of these characters interacted, like the way how Wonder Woman barks at Shazam somewhere in the movie because he's acting like a child, but she doesn't know that he's actually a child that got powers, that once he says the name Shazam, he turns into a full-grown man that's pretty much a god.
You are a warrior, not a child. Act like it.
Yes, ma'am.
So funny to see all of these interactions knowing the story already, but when I first started watching this continuity years ago, when I found them on HBO Max, it was just like, it was a breath of fresh air. I had watched them freshly out of a bad relationship, and it's just, they all just stuck so well with me because I love DC content. I love The Flash specifically. He's one of my favorite DC heroes, if not my top DC hero, but I have so many DC characters that I love. I think that's what makes me attached to these movies even more, is because of the time frame that I watched them all for the first time. And after I saw these movies for the first time, I probably rewatched them about 4 or 5 times each, not even playing. So to expand upon the plot earlier, basically we are going through the movie and it's a bunch of the heroes trying to figure out what is going on, what is actually happening, because they don't really know. They just know that these things that look like flying bugs or demons are just flying around and attacking places, and then all of a sudden there is an explosion that happens and a boom tube opens up. That's what is used by a mother box. That's what's from the home world of Darkseid, which is Apocalypse. They have these boom tubes and mother boxes, and that's what causes the tubes to open up and close. And Batman says it, he's like, well, looks like there's an attack coming. There's a funny scene with that, and it's just crazy to see how these heroes, like, even in, you know, you read it in comic books, you see them in live action movies, but in this one particularly, the formation of them, they're just a bunch of ragtag people that, like, they know what they're all doing individually, but to work together, because all of them are pretty powerful in their own way and they contribute in their own way as well. To see them kind of dumbfounded and being like, well, shit, the water's on fire, what the hell are we gonna do?
It's about to get ugly.
That fits.
How do you figure?
Well, for one thing, the water's on fire.
We finally see the formation of the Justice League at the end of this movie, and it's funny because they're all kind of just like there, you know, they save the world and they're all like, okay.
Costume? This is my uniform.
Quiet.
Oh, now you want to bark orders? After I did the heavy lifting and pulled everyone together?
You're referring to when you botched my very simple directives and Wonder Woman led the charge?
Cyborg showed you a video.
He emailed it to me.
I really hate you, Bats.
Thanks for seeing me in here.
What? You're the bomb, Victory!
I know, you keep reminding me.
Victory! Victory! Victory!
Thank you guys for stopping by and joining me for this video. It is much appreciated. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can get a notification anytime there's a new video. Thanks again for watching, guys. Until the next one.